Did you know that in the UK, the main form of identification is the driving license? So yes, in other European countries, we have an identification card which has our birth certificate, our date of birth, our parents' names, our place of birth, and our national insurance number in case of Portugal. And other forms of primary identification are contained inside this identification card. But in the UK, you have your driving license. So until you are around the age of 16, many people don't have a car to walk around with. So it's either your driver's license, or if you've traveled, then you have your passport. But recently, there's been conversations in the parliament. They're going to roll out a digital ID, and there will be consultation coming up very soon. So I think it's important to talk about this now. Let's get into it. I will tell you what it is, how it works, and what does it mean for you as a British citizen. Because honestly, the migrants already, we have to prove our immigration status by doing it digitally. So it's done online. So when they say they're trying to control immigration, it raises a few questions, because if we already, especially the EU migrants, we have our form of identification, our immigration status done online. So why is that suddenly we need this new system where we're putting everyone inside there with the aim of controlling illegal immigration, legal work, and things like that? Why is that happening? We're going to dive a little bit into it, and I'm going to give you my tiny bit of opinion, because I don't like controversy and I don't want to get political, but yes, it's just my opinion anyway. And what it means for you. The government is rolling out a free digital ID stored securely on your phone. So with it, you'll be able to prove your identity, age, and residency status. So as I was saying, for migrants, making it easier to access services like benefits, free childcare, renting, banking, and even voting is being considered. It will also be required for right to work checks, meaning only UK citizens and legal residents will be able to prove they can work here. Side note here, we already have the EU scheme, EU residency scheme, which is called settlement, pre-settled or settlement for people who are granted indefinite leave to remain in the country, which is done online. So you have it. Before, we used to have a card, so they stopped the card, they moved it to digital. So when you want to prove your right to work in the UK, your right to rent in the UK, your right to live in the UK, you have to go online. So them saying that this is to prove your right to work here for migrants, I don't know how that is any different from what we already have. So I feel like there's something more than just that at play right now and here, but we will see how it plans out. It's still in the process, it's still on the plans, and there will be, as I said before, there will be consultations. So I think it's important that we start talking about this now. We already have it, as I said. So extending this to everyone looks less like convenience and more like a control measure. I said it. It looks like a control measure, in my opinion. Your data will be protected, they say, with the same security as banking apps, and the police cannot demand to see it. Anyway, let's dive a bit deeper into what it will include, how it will work, and what protections are being put in place. You can check the full video on YouTube. All right, let's get into more detail now. What is the digital ID? It's a free, secure ID on your phone designed to simplify access to government and private services. So think of it like a modern upgrade of your passport or driving license. Remember, that's what they have, but digital. And how it will work? It's going to be stored on your smartphone using encryption, similar to banking apps. It will include your name, date of birth, nationality, or residency status, and a photo. It can be updated if details change, things like your name after getting married. And also, employers will be legally required to check it for right to work. We already do this, but anyway, what will it be used for? It will be used to proving your identity instantly, for benefits, for free childcare, healthcare, renting, and voting. And apparently, it's going to give us faster access to services, no more waiting weeks for document checks, and it's going to be easier to open a bank account or prove your age. Again, I don't know, because we already have driving licenses and our own IDs, but it will also help to reduce fraud, since you share fewer personal details apparently. And it will not replace passports for travel abroad. You will still need a physical passport, so what's the point? The police cannot demand it during a stop and search, and the government has said that your data will not be sold. Well, thank you for that. And that data and privacy protection, apparently all the credentials will be stored on your device, not on a central database. That's what they say. It can be revoked and reused if your phone is lost or stolen. So user control, you decide when and with whom the information is shared. Although it says that you're going to need it if you go looking for jobs. So I'm a bit confused on that one. But anyway, who will get it? It's going to be rolled out to all UK citizens and legal residents by the end of this parliament. That's the plan. And apparently 93% of adults own a smartphone, so most people will have access to it. And for those without passports, driving licenses, or smartphones, there will be alternatives and casework support. So for inclusion and accessibility, there will be assistive tech for people with disabilities, screen readers, voice commands, and biometrics. Face-to-face support during the rollout will also be available. And there will be physical alternatives for those who can't use smartphones. So, why is it becoming law in some cases? Because employers must check it before hiring to prevent illegal work. We're already doing this, so I'm not sure what difference it's going to make. And only citizens and legal residents will have one, so that will block access for illegal migrants. I don't know, with what we're using at the moment currently with the EU settlement scheme, if you don't have settlement, you don't have access to it. And if you're not British, if you don't have a British passport, if you don't have a British, what do you call it, driving license, I guess is the same. But anyway, this is what's out there. So in short, the new digital ID promises faster access, less paperwork, and more security while also tightening checks on illegal working. But migrants from EU already have been living with digital IDs only through indefinite leave to remain system. Expanding it across the UK population doesn't just look like convenience. It feels like a wider control measure, extending immigration style, monitoring everyone. So while it may bring clear benefits, it's worth asking if this is really about making it easier or about giving government more control over the masses. The government is holding a public consultation, as I said before, later this year, so it is the right time to raise these concerns. What do you think? Is this progress or too much control? Let me know in the comments.